there, this is Jen, and thanks for joining me today. Today I'm creating a card for the Not Too Shabby Shop, and the stamp set that I will be using is a Gerda Steiner stamp set, and it's called Sending Hugs. I think it's a perfect stamp set for winter because it doesn't have any Christmas sentiments if you're all done with that. And it can just be a winter stamp set, or really it could be a Valentine's stamp set as well. The stamp set is currently available in Jamie's shop, the Not Too Shabby Shop, and you can go ahead and use that discount in 2S10 for 10% off your order. You might be able to save more because it is the holiday season, so just check out the website and see if there are any discounts that you could take advantage of. I started out this card by die cutting a piece of white cardstock using, I believe it's a Spellbinders die. It's kind of like got a deckled edge. I think that's what it's called. It's kind of a wavy edge, almost, not a wavy, but it's a decorative edge. And so I used one of the smaller pieces for that, and this is going to be my background for my cute little images. I am using some Catherine Pooler inks, and those are Pixie Dust and Flirty Fuchsia. I took the Flirty Fuchsia on the outside, it's the darker ink, and tried to go dark on the outside, and then use the Pixie Dust on the center. And when I'm blending ink, I try to remember to start off of the paper. I don't always remember to, but I try to remember to start off the paper. And if I want a darker color, I press harder on my blending brush. And if I want a lighter color, I just don't press as hard. That's my blending technique pretty much. And I did go ahead and splash this with some water and then pick that color up using a paper towel. And I also splattered the background with a little bit of that leftover ink from the ink blending, and of course I also used some white splatter, so splatter all over. And I am going to be using some Tombow markers to color with today. I am using 800 and N75, and that is going to be used for the bunny. The bunny scarf is going to be $9.92, and then for the squirrel I am using the 620 for the squirrel's scarf, and then I will use color 969 for the body of the squirrel. I usually don't mix my Tombow colors. I think if you layer the colors and if you're pulling out and using them with water, you really can get different shades just using one marker. So when I'm watercoloring with these, I am putting marker down in the areas where I think there are shadows or darker areas, and then pulling that color out with the water. And then I will go back in and pretty much layer colors to get the depth that I want. And I had already colored the bunny with the gray. It's really light, so it's kind of hard to tell. And I used several dies for this card. One of them is this Pink Fresh Studios Braided Circles die, and that's that first one. And then this is a MFT basic stitch line, so it just cuts that stitched part out, and then I cut the strip with my paper trimmer. And so next I'm going to go ahead and set up my background to stamp the sentiment, and the sentiment is going to be love and hugs. As you can see at the top of the screen, I was going to put sending winter and then love and hugs, but I decided once I had my card assembled that I didn't really like the way that that looked. And so here I'm just trying to get the layout, and so I just took a piece of scratch paper and stamped it out first so I wouldn't ruin my background. And then once I got the placement correct, I just went ahead and stamped up with some VersaFine black ink. And now I'm going to assemble my card, and the little bunny and the squirrel, I took some thin foam and adhered that to the back of that, and then I will adhere that to that braided circle die. And then for the background, I actually have two pieces of paper, so I have two different sizes of the same die, and the die that I used for that was a Pink Fresh Studios stitched squares or something like that. And so I've just layered those on top of each other and adhered all of those with my tape runner. And so I'm going to go ahead and finish assembling the card. And once I finished putting all of the pieces on the card, I added a few sequins, and that finishes the card off. I attached it to a 4¼ by 5½ white card base. Gerda Steiner has some really super cute stamps, and Jamie does have them available in her shop. So please go ahead and check out Jamie's shop and support her small business. And that is it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be back in about a week and a half using the stamp set again, and I will be using the other image that is in the stamp set, which is the cute little snowman and the little birds. As always, if you liked this video or found it informative, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so sorry, I had a coughing fit. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you taking some time out of your day to spend with me, and I hope to catch you next time.